So I'm sure the number one reason that a lot of you clicked on this video is because you want to see how to get better at crafting terrain faster. My number one tip is coming in this video, and I'm actually going to front load it. I'm going to throw it right up at the beginning of the video. I have other things to say in this video for sure, but I will get to those after I give you my number one tip. But it all comes down to this building here. Well, this building and this building. So recently I've been bogged down, let's say, with crafting a lot of things that I've needed for my games, crafting things that I feel like I needed to craft instead of crafting things that I wanted to. And there is my number one, top, 100% at the highest point on my list tip to get better at crafting terrain. When you're crafting and you have to craft terrain, it takes all the fun out of it. It takes at least for me, it takes that joy of making something away and puts a timer on it. Sometimes that's nice. I really like crafting things for my games, but the plain and simple is sometimes I get to the point that I start to feel that crafter burnout. I think that that's the moment where you need to step back from crafting for a purpose and just find something that gets you excited to make and make it. For me, that's buildings. I found a few pictures online of these buildings. Honestly, I think it came from some kind of a Kickstarter for 3D printable terrain. I don't have a 3D printer, but I really do like the sculpts, so I saved them in my phone. I don't know from how long ago, that's part of it. When I see something that I really like online, I will just take a screenshot of it, save it in my phone, and then come back to it later, or have the hopes to come back to it later. But when I was starting to feel a little bit of that crafting burnout last week, what I decided to do was just make some buildings for fun, for me. I didn't film any of it. I didn't do anything like that solely because I was making it on the weekends in my spare time. I wasn't making it with the intent of making a YouTube video, and honestly, I'm sure that that's probably not a very good YouTuber of me to not have documented the process, but that's not the point, and that's certainly not the point of this video. Making these buildings got me back to my roots of what I really enjoy about crafting. If you can see behind me, I have a lot of buildings. For me, buildings are the exciting thing to make. They were the first thing that I got really, really overwhelmed and excited by. And so when I found these pictures on my phone that I saved from who knows how long ago, I realized that I was excited to make those. The last couple of battle mats that I made for my games, I wasn't that excited to make anything for them. I was excited to show my players what I had made. I was excited to have battle mats for my players to play on, but that's not the same thing. When I started making these, I felt that rush of excitement of, oh, I can't wait to see what these look like when they're done. And that is the key to getting better at making terrain. The more stuff you make that you really enjoy making, the more you're going to make stuff. And the more you make stuff, the better you're going to get at it. I think one of the most genius taglines on all of YouTube is Miniacs paint more minis. That's not just a clever tagline, it's absolutely 100% the way that you get better at painting more miniatures. You want to get better at painting miniatures? Paint them. Don't think about it. Don't honestly watch YouTube videos about how to do it. Make stuff. With these two buildings that I made, I didn't even finish this one, but what I did was I just started making stuff. That's how you're gonna learn how to do better roofing. That's how you're gonna learn how to do better timbers and better stucco, and how do you paint something so that it looks a little better, or do your window frames, or different combinations of textures like woods and stones and all that stuff. You wanna get good? Find something that you love, make a lot of it. Take the time, enjoy the process. The more you do that, the more you will make, the more you will love it, the better you'll get. This might be a short video, not a super ton to say here, but I really think that this is a very useful concept, and hopefully you did too. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave me a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Definitely throw me a comment down in the comment section to let me know what your top tip is for getting better at crafting terrain. Although I'm just going to be real with everyone, I'm excited for a healthy conversation down below, but I really think that make more terrain, paint more minis, whatever you want to call it, is the way to get better the fastest. And you can't make more of it if you don't love it. So that's all I have for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do all that stuff I said, and until next week, I'll be seeing you. And for those of you that stuck around this long, I'll give you a little insight. You know what I just did yesterday? I just ruined this, which is part of the reason why talking about something that I love doing, talking about something that I am excited by, is a heck of a lot better than thinking about ruining my piece yesterday. So, make more terrain.